Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Last week we did this naval battle, 2020's French carrier group versus 2020's Chinese carrier group, new style. It was a new style of carrier battle that I tried out in Sea Power. Now what I wanted to do was wait for that to come out, see if you guys wanted to see more, hopefully you would, and then do some more, but I just can't wait. I really enjoyed it, and so I want to go straight on to the next one, and hopefully you do enjoy it and you'll enjoy this one. Today is going to be 1990's Russian carrier strike group versus a combined and equivalent 1990's British and Italian carrier strike group. So we have the Russians in red here and the NATO coalition in blue here. 180 miles between carrier groups today. Maybe if we start with the NATO groups, let's start with the British group here. Her carrier is going to be an Invincible class. Her weapons will be 20 GWS-30 Sea Dart, surface-to-air missile, range 40 miles, and Sea Whiz. Her air wing today will be 800 Naval Air Squadron, 12 Sea Harrier FRS-1s. When I redo these battles, I have to put some rules in place to keep it roughly equal on both sides. So I'm saying today, each carrier strike group can have 4 destroyers and 2 frigates. So, the 2 destroyers of the British contingent will be Type 42 Sheffield. And I've made sure, like the previous battle, all vessels today are going to be high fidelity. The Type 42 is going to have 22 GWS-30 Sea Dart again, as well as what we care about today, a 4.5-inch radar laid gun and noisemaker and chaff. 42s will be there and there. Our frigate of the British contingent will be Type 22 Broadsword. Primary defence will be 48 GWS-25, that's Seawolf Shorad, surface-to-air missile, range 5.5 miles. She has Exocet, but because of the range, it's going to be no relevance today at 180 miles. And of relevance, she will have 40mm guns and noisemaker and chaff. On to the Italians, and it's really exciting because we're constantly getting added to Sea Power more and more really well modelled high fidelity vessels. A great example is the Italian Navy, today first featuring their carrier, the Giuseppe Garibaldi class. She's pretty well defended on her own. She's got 48 speeds, an indigenous Italian surface-to-air missile, range 14 miles. She has, this weapon here is an MLRS, has no relevance for today. Automat is an Italian-made surface-to-surface missile, an excellent missile, but range sub 100 miles, so it's going to be no use today. ASW staff, we've got Dardo. Dardo I don't know about. It's a type of 40mm Sea Whiz apparently. She has 3 of them, range 5 miles. It's something I need to look into a bit more because there's loads more Italian vessels being added in high fidelity, so I look forward probably on the next video we do looking into those vessels a bit more. Noisemaker and chaff. In terms of her destroyers, she has first Audace here. Sorry for any pronunciation errors, there will be some. Again, highly modelled, which is excellent. She has 24 speeds. I'm not sure where they're fired from. I presume the single arm launcher on the stern there. Also, American missiles, 40 SM-1 medium range, range 25 miles. Automat from amidships here, times 8. ASW stuff. She has a naval gun, 127mm by 54. Also, we've got 4,000 rounds of Otto 76mm 4 guns, there and there amidships. A splattering of 50 cal guns and chaff. Next destroyer, good luck pronouncing this, Luigi Durand de la Pen. Highly modelled again, which is brilliant, and I reiterate I'm going to be looking at these in more high detail on the next battle that we do. 24 speed, 40 SM-1 MR again. We've got what I assume is a Mark 13 single arm launcher here. 4 Automat Mark 2s. 4 Milas. This is interesting and I don't know anything about it. Apparently it's a missile, anti-surface, anti-submarine, range 30 miles, and I'll research it a bit more for the next battle that we do. Some more ASW. We've got a 127mm naval gun. We've got the 3, in this case, Otto 76mm guns. We've got 50 cal, and we've got chaff. And finally, for the NATO side, we have a Lupo frigate. First look, and all of this is first look at the Italian stuff. 24 speeds. We've got the MLRS. We've got the Automat times 8, although I'm not sure where they're fired from. Oh, look at that. They're on the side of the ship. That's interesting. We've got the Dardo, close in defence, times 2, and chaff. Her air wing today aboard Garibaldi is going to be 9 AV-8B Plus Harriers. So this was the latest design of the Harrier in the 1990s. It included an APG-65 radar and the ability to carry medium-range missiles. Today, she'll be carrying AMRAAM C5s. Over to the Russians. Haven't actually used Russians for a while, so it's going to be interesting catching up on this. Obviously, we've got Kuznetsov in the 1990s, and I know she's had a miserable fate and is now out of service, but theoretically in the 90s, she would have been a really formidable foe. So, if you can digest these numbers, first of all, an amazing 288. What is the matter with the Russians? 288 SA-9. This is the Gauntlet. You will know this as the missile fired by the SA-15. It's a SHORAD missile, range 6 miles, but by all accounts, they were pretty potent. They'll be scattered about in VLS, rotary VLS sites. I think those guys there as an example. If 288 wasn't enough, then let's do 384 SAN-11. This is a missile fired by the Kashtans, which you'll see them kind of down here, these kind of Ed 209 looking robots down here, a mixture of twin 30mm Seawiz and SHORAD missile firing dudes. We have surface-to-surface missiles, shipwrecks, really dangerous, P700s, range nearly 400 miles. I don't expect to see them today, because to be able to use them, she has to see on her radar or whatever the blue fleet 180 miles away. I don't think that's going to happen today. Certainly the ships won't see it. There's going to be no active AWACS per se in play, and I doubt the Sukhois will see them. We'll just have to see. I don't know. I'm not sure. We have all the bullets, I can't even count that, 160,000 rounds of 30mm Seawiz ammo. 14, I think that is Seawiz. So Seawiz, they come in pairs, the AK-630. Pairs here, these are 6-barrel 30mm in the Kashtan. Seawiz, so just stupendous amounts of defense. Seawiz, and it goes on. Question to you, the viewers. Why was this ship so heavily defended as compared to its NATO counterpart? Seawiz, VLS, Kashtan, it goes on and on. Absolutely nuts. Noisemaker and chaff. Her air wing is going to be a typical 18 Su-33s. It's essentially the same plane as the Su-27, but a navalised version of it, or a very similar plane. Her 4 destroyers, first destroyer type is Sovremenny. I figured that's probably going to be the best use of Sovremenny today. Really good defensive and offensive ship. In fact, today I'm slightly worried about how good the Russians were in the 90s, or could have been. 48 SAN-7. You'll know these as SA-11 Buk missiles. Really good missiles, range 14 miles, surface to air. We have really good offensive weapons, SSN-22 Sunburn, but range 50 miles, so of no relevance today. We have 130mm gun, 30mm Seawiz, multiple, again, just hugely overspec'd ships in terms of and defense. Got another one there, and I almost asked her to fire at her friend, so let's not do that. Sovremenny, we've got Udaloy, destroyer. I'm pretty sure this is more based around ASW, but still hugely potent in the air. 64 Gauntlets, SA-15 missiles. 8 surface-to-surface missiles, low range, not of relevance today. 100mm gun, 30mm Seawiz times lots. Grisha is their 2 frigates. I mean, even a tiny ASW frigate is well armed. We've got 20 SAN-4. This is Gecko, an older type of SHORAD missile, range 8 miles. A bunch of ASW stuff, 57mm gun. Of course, even this has to have a massive 30mm Seawiz on it, and it does. And Noisemaker and chaff. And that's it, viewers. We're going to play with the same rule set that we play with this new style of battle. That is, we hold fire until all of our aircraft are airborne and in tactical positions. Then we essentially press the go button and we let them fight. So the first thing we're going to do is to send out air wings on both sides. We'll start with NATO first, shall we? And if you want to skip this initial bit of play, viewers, I'll put a link in the video description if you want to skip to the bang bang. But some of you may enjoy it. So we're going to start with Invincible class. We're going to go to her air wing. She's got 12 Sea Harrier FRS-1s, which we're going to use for air-to-ground or anti-ship. If you remember, the rules we set in play are approximately half of the air wing on each side has to be used for air-to-air, and half has to be used for air-to-ground or anti-ship. Now, I'm aware that the Italians have 9 AV-8B pluses and the UK have 12 FRS-1s. However, it's going to be easier for everyone if we just bend it slightly and use all 12 Sea Harriers as anti-ship today and all 9 Italian Harriers as air-to-air. I think that's near enough to the rule set. So, Sea Harrier FRS-1s, we're going to get them airborne, and we're going to choose their loadout. It's going to have to be anti-ship. Each Harrier is going to carry 2 Sidewinders and 2 P-3T Sea Eagles, medium-range anti-ship subsonic missiles, a bit like the American Harpoon. Let's get that done. We can send all 12 out. That'll split them into 3 groups of 4 and launch. Over to Garibaldi, let's get these guys out. So we're going to have AV8B Plus in configuration of air-to-air long. No, that one there, we're going to want air-to-air intercept long range. It has 2 AMRAAM C5s, range about 50 miles, 2 Sidewinders, and importantly 2 fuel tanks, because notoriously range is a problem with Harriers. They're going to be 9, so they're not going to split properly into sides. So probably easiest if I set them into 3 flights of 3. So 3, launch, 3, launch, 3, launch. And over to the Russians. A repeat process. These will split pretty easily into 50%. So the first 50% of the first 9 we can set as air-to-air. You guys, let's double check what we've got here. Air-to-air. So that's going to be 4 Archers, 2 Su-8810D, known as the R-27ET, Alamo missile, extended range with an IR seeker head, and 2, sorry that keeps going off, R-27EM. That is the Alamo again, the 27. The EM is a semi-active radar homing variant. The M was the latest and best model of it, and E means extended range, so the extra long burn motor. That's the best we're going to get. In fact, that's all we're going to get by the looks of it. So I'm going to send probably groups of 3 again. So 3. Let me try and get this right and not mess it up. Next squadron is going to be anti-ship. So let's see what we've got. We've got that or nothing. Anti-ship heavy. We've got some self-defense missiles and, sunburn missile that we saw before. That's going to be interesting. And probably because it's air launched, we're going to get more range. Okay, that is a supersonic Mark III capable anti-ship missile. I'm ever so slightly worried about that now. Let's go and send them off in groups of... I can probably just send them out as one giant group, can't I? I'm going to do that. 9... anti-ship, heavy, and launch. And that's it. We get to unpause now and watch the lovely animations of our ships. I repeat, everything today is modelled high fidelity, which is great. I love doing these carrier battles where everything is modelled in high fidelity. It's super duper cool. I know the graphics aren't as good as DCS and stuff like that, but it's so much more fleshed out otherwise. In fact, there's give and take. DCS does better air-to-air. It's always going to do better to air-to-air. This game is always going to do better ship-to-ship, or just general naval combat. So it's a tough balance, isn't it? I wish we had the best of both worlds, but unfortunately we don't. The cool thing about this game is actually modelled inside are all of the guys. You can see helicopters in there, because we've got helicopters as well, Sus, and they'll be wheeled out and wheeled actually onto the lifts and stuff like that. It's awesome. Wings coming down. Of course, this is a ski ramp type carrier. It doesn't show it on here, little retainers come up here to retain the wheels. He turns his afterburner on, the retainers come down, or the chocks, whatever you call them, and then he flies up that ramp. It's kind of a cool design, really. Another one coming up the ramp. Afterburner's on. Off she goes. Whoosh! Super cool. Let's go and have a look at the NATO guys. Probably got Harriers airborne already. Invincible first, yep. The mighty Sea Harrier, that's not actually a Sea Harrier model, that's actually an old GR1 model. If you look carefully, we can tell by the canopy, but for today it's near enough. It's got the Sea Eagle on it, the anti-ship weapon for today, and AIM-9 lemurs that we used. Invincible in all her beautiful high fidelity. You can see them back taxiing down here and cool stuff like that. Now, ski ramp tech, obviously, suits the Harrier beautifully. Look at that, it takes off before the ramp. Pretty sure it couldn't do that, but you know what? It's fine. We'll oversee that. AV8B pluses. You can see the extended nose with the APG-65 in. 2 AMRAAMs, 2 Sidewinders, and fuel tanks. Garibaldi in high fidelity. I can start getting stuff organised. In fact, at this point, it's all happening very quickly. So I'm going to go. I'm going to start changing the names of my flights. So Lupo Flight 1 is these guys here. So I'm going to call them, rename Air-to-Air-1, because it just makes it easy for me if I get it done like this. Kestrel Flight is the Sea Harriers. Let's just call them Air to Ground 1. Next Lupo, let's call them, rename Et Air 2, Et Air 3, and amazingly all 9 AV-8B pluses are already up, so let's start getting them into position. Let's get, I've roughly plotted him up over there. Let's get him at 40,000 feet. I'm not entirely sure he could actually do 40,000 feet, but I'll take it for now. That guy over there, and that guy over there. And air to ground guys, I like to put them about 100 miles aft of my carrier group just to keep them out of the fight for now. I have to have them airborne at the beginning. It's just a prerequisite of using sea power. Over there, they can stay low. Let's check out the Russians. These are a little more tricky to use. Viewers, I'll show you how I do it. I just need the leader of each group. I need him to go up to altitude roughly to match Italians. So he's going to go up there. He's going to loiter, put him at cruise speed, and wait for my next flight. To be honest, I might as well just skip the rest, viewers, and we'll start when everything's airborne. Camera back on. Welcome back, viewers. 10:26 Zulu time now. Everyone's just loitering, so I'm going to set the battle off. I'm going to start with the NATO guys. Up you go. Up you go. Now I'm going to set the Russians off by going to their mothership. I'm going to turn its radar on. It's been off all this time to allow the sim to work. Turn your radar on. They should see the Harriers, and what that should do, if it works, is, and it's worked, that's beautiful, is set them against each other. Next, I need to set the blues to free fire, so let's get that done. Everything appears to be working, so blue 1, free fire, blue 2. Alright, here we go. They're, 180 miles away from each other. Let's have a look at some weaponry. Su-33s, we've got 4 Archers, close-range missiles. 2 ETs, as we said, thermal trackers, and 2 EMs. The EMs are going to be their primary weapon. It's an Alamo. E is extended range. M is the most modern of the semi-active radar homing seekers that they had. Range 65 miles, an astonishing max speed there. That's a bit ambitious. Their secondary weapon is going to be their ET, known as the SUAA-10D. It's an extended range Alamo again, 45 miles as a thermal tracker. 45 miles sounds very good, but you won't see them firing against a Harrier more than about 10 miles because you have to get a thermal track on the target to be able to fire, and you're never going to get a thermal track on anything at 45 miles, not even a very, very hot plane. And you've just got the close range weapons. In terms of the Harriers, a little bit different. Active radar homing missiles. We've got 2 AIM 120C5s, range, absolute max 65 miles. Even that's a bit ambitious. We've got 2 Sidewinders, which type the M model from the early 80s. Let's let them close. 110 miles now. Who's going to fire first? Don't know. In terms of radars, probably the Harrier radar is better, the APG-65, but remains to be seen. Missiles out. AMRAAMs fired first. These guys here, up to 50,000 feet, 3.5 times the speed of sound. No response so far by the Sukhois. Yes, Sukhois responding with their Alamos, just a couple of miles less. They probably haven't got quite as good detection range against the much smaller Harriers, against the much bigger Sukhois. So it's easier to see a Sukhoi far away. Very fast. Look at that. AMRAAM, 2,000 knots. Alamo, 3,000 knots. It could be realistic. It does say in Wiki that the extended range long burn motors could go up to 6 times the speed of sound. I don't know if that's real, or I don't know if that's proper propaganda, but that seems to be how it's modelled here. Heading in now. They're going to get to the Harriers first. AMRAAM going to space up there. You can see, let's squeeze that in just a touch. First Harriers shot down. Not a good start. AMRAAMs, yeah, even worse start. Not good at all. Another AMRAAM locked onto the same target as that one there. Not a good start. Alamo. Come on, let's do some evasion, please. Guys, please don't run straight into it. Evaded, thank God. Skill levels today are all set the same. Everyone's at veteran skill levels, so there is no advantage either way, at least in terms of AI skill level, for what it's worth. Oh, man. Lots of Harriers blowing up. It's real ugly. Finally, a Sukhoi down. And you see better oh, yes, a batch of Sukhois shot down here for only 1 Harrier. I will take that. I think they just spammed the AMRAAMs out. Advantage is that you can fire multiple AMRAAMs at the same time against multiple targets, as you see there. Whereas the Alamo can only be fired at 1 target and has to remain guided by the illuminator on the aircraft at all points. So, massive disadvantage tactically. So, we are Harriers up there. We're Harriers, I don't know yet. Let's have a look at what happens here. Evaded. I'll take that. AMRAAM. It's just performing better. The AMRAAM's performing better than the Alamo by far. By a factor of lots. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's see what we've got here. Missile going in, tracking this guy up here who's making a run for it home by the looks of it. More fire. Now, how many missiles have they used is the question. All AMRAAM's gone. All AMRAAM's gone. Because this is going to make a big tactical difference. All AMRAAM's gone. One AMRAAM. One AMRAAM. Can't see the other guy. This guy's probably going to get hit. He's on his way. Doesn't look like he's defensive. Astonishing victory, viewers. The reality is you could probably run that several times and have a completely different result, but, you know, let's not complain. From this guy's RTB base, I can't stop that. He's decided to go home, which is a bit stupid because he's still got his low-range missiles. That's a problem. That puts him out of the game fully because we'll never have time to turn him around. One of our few AMRAAMs going to shoot this guy down. I am frustrated. Can probably speed that up a bit now. We are 34 minutes past 10. Oh, this guy's gone Winchester as well. Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, that's frustrating. Got him. Okay, all Sukhoi down. Amazingly, 6 Harriers survived. However, they're returning to the base and I can't force them to stay out and fight. Only 2, still tactical, are 2 up here, which have still got their AMRAAM. So it may be for the best, to be honest. I mean, Harriers with just Sidewinders aren't going to stand up, even to the anti-shippers with long-range missiles. So maybe it's best. Anyway, the whole idea of doing this is dynamic, timing-wise. Let's see what happens. We'll leave these Harriers up here. Let's get the anti-shippers mobilised. Air to ground 1, 2 and 3. Let's check their range, their fuel endurance. Oh my god, they only just have fuel endurance to get to the carrier. That is going to be massively problematic already, so I need to start using them quickly. Their speed seems okay, so let's bring them, I guess, up towards these guys here. Sorry, I'm just sort of figuring this out as I go, viewers. I guess something like that there. Keep them low for sure. Put them up to cruise speed. Check their fuel endurance. Looks good. You guys, in fact, we might as well merge them into one group, right? So, merge, check. 200 feet, that's as low as I can get them there. We should just have fuel endurance if we don't have it's a problem with Harrier. And check, these guys are loitering and they've got some AMRAAMs, and yes, they have. These guys are all going home, but they're going to have a 20-minute turnaround time, so that's going to take too long. And on to the Russians. Finally, find the front guy, which is always really freaking hard. Right, who is the damn leader? I hate doing this, trying to figure this out. You, is it you? Yes, they do. I've got the leader. All right. Their weapon is going to be this thing here. It's the Sunburn. Range 135 miles. That's interesting. So they don't even need to get very close. So let me try and figure that out. 135 miles is there. I see the carrier hasn't sent her missiles out. She's on NCOM again, which is fine. We'll leave that for the minute. No, she's not fired her missiles out. She might when the air-to-ground anti-ship guys spot her. We'll just have to see. So if you guys go over there, please, you go up high, because there's no reason for you to stay down low. I'm just thinking this out as I go. You can go high and do a high. That's going to get more range on their missiles. There's their giant missile. But because there are Harriers left, they can be intercepted. 4 have gone RTB. There's nothing we can do about that now. But there's still these 2 active guys up here with missiles, so they can operate now. So let's get them in position. They've got the radars off, and I can live with that for now. So let's get them in an intercept position there. Alright, so Sea Harriers moving into their position. Hope they don't run out of fuel. Sukhois moving into their position. They won't run out of fuel. What's the fuel on these AV-8? B pluses. Fuel is very limited. Very limited. They even have their fuel tanks. We'll just have to do the best we can, viewers. Check these guys landing. Oh, they're out of fuel now anyway. So even if they hadn't run out of when they go yellow, they're out of fuel. Even if they hadn't run out of AMRAAMs, which they did, they were out of fuel anyway. So they would never have made the fight. Speed it up. Garibaldi's taking Harriers, but it's going to be half an hour before they're airborne again anyway. So it's they're out of the battle, aren't they? All of them are out of fuel now. They all run out of fuel. Now, are these going to run out of fuel is the next question. So, have they got the fuel to make the intercept? Just got the fuel to make the intercept. Range is 70 miles. Alright, I'm going to go for the intercept. I think we're almost in firing range to you. I'm going to get this guy just to leave formation. I think it's going to operate better. Formation, leave formation. You, AMRAAM, that dude there, please. You, AMRAAM, that dude there, please. These guys can defend themselves now. They would be able to defend themselves, so the carrier is going to get his eyes back. Carrier can see again. Double check the Sea Harriers are nice and low, and they are nice and low. These guys are now engaging. It's all fair and square. Anti-shippers can defend themselves, and they do have defensive missiles. Hammer them out. And to make sure these guys are on free fire now. Free fire and free fire. Okay, so the anti-shippers have dispatched automatically 3 anti-shippers to go and deal with the problem. And there's missiles out. Is 3 going to be enough? Well, we'll have to see. Well, probably, because these guys have only got 2 AMRAAMs left, right? So, and there's both AMRAAMs fired. Now, these guys are going to try and get to their firing point before those Harriers can do any serious damage. I've forgotten what the range of the Sea Eagles is. It's 54 miles. 54 miles. So they've got to get within 54 miles of the carrier group. And I'll draw a circle there just to help me plot that. 54 miles. They've got to get there. Wow, that's pretty damn close, actually. Anyway, a lot happening right now. First, Alamos coming in on the Harriers. Harrier down. Pretty easily dealt with in the end. Anti-shipper shot down. At least that's one less missile to worry about. And anti-shipper shot down. Another less missile to worry about. Alright, I'm just going to pause there and get my own thoughts together, viewers. Oh, one Harrier survived. Oh, he's returning to base. He's out of whatever. He's not going to fight. He's not going to fight. It's probably wise, to be honest. Oh, he's going to get shot anyway. So I guess we see it through. Okay, these guys are at their firing point, so we're about to fire these guys before Sea Harriers have even made it into position. We are nearly an hour into the sim, right now. Harrier was not shot down, but is returning to base, so I'm going to force this guy to go back home, and he's going to do it anyway. Back to formation. So how many anti-shippers is that going to give us in the Russians? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got 7 anti-shippers, 7 anti-shippers. So stop it, go back. I just want to get on with the game now. Just stop plebbing around, please. You're going home. Check. British are on their way. Check. So the Russians, once this guy gets back, will be in a position to fire. Look at their fuel. Their fuel's going right down. So even the Sukhois, even the mighty Sukhois had fuel problems. All right. I've got to now figure out, viewers, how to get these guys to fire. I'm just going to pause it while I think how I do that. What I think I'm going to do is put 4 of them fire at the Garibaldi, because it's closer, and 3 of them to fire at Invincible, and we'll see what happens. I'll be back as soon as I figure out how to do that. Okay, I think I've done that. So 3 to fire at the British, 4 to fire at the Italians. They're at the 135mm line. Unpause. What's going to happen? Is it going to work? It looks like it's going to work. Now, are they actually going to fire? Are you going to fire? Are you going to fire? They're within 135 miles. Check on the British. How are you doing, boys? Miles to go. Turning Harrier. Oh, hello. Okay, finally, for the first time, Sukhoi radars have visualised the blue fleet, and we've now got the P700s. I didn't think these were going to fire, so that's a real problem for today. Supersonic, intelligent, anti-shipping missiles. Sugar. All right. This may be a loss, viewers. Look at the Russian fleet down there. Balls. Ball cakes. Big fat ball cakes. Positive. Oh, just as I came in, look. I was about to say positive news is it doesn't look like the Russians can fire. Turns out they can. More supersonic missiles coming in. Balls. This does not look good for us, viewers. By us, I mean the NATO side. Right. Hold on to your panties. Other Sukhois firing now. Just so I've got a slight sub range, about 120 miles range. Other missiles coming in. How many are fired? The whole lot have gone into space. That is absolutely terrible bloody news. At least 5 of them. More guys firing. Look how fast they are. 1,300 knots. At least twice the speed of sound on cruise. Check the British real quick. British nearly at their firing point. That's good, at least. These guys making no effort at all to fire. I don't know why. But it's good for us. What they should have done is, come on a perfect front. But some of them have gone in fast. Some of them have gone in slow. I'm going to have to leave them and concentrate on the Sea Harriers in a minute. Are you going to fire? Are you going to fire? Checking the other missiles. Yeah, they are firing. They are firing. Right, Sea Harriers are still not in position. Other missiles still not. Oh, look, perfect time on target. Those supersonic missiles and those supersonic missiles. That's worst case for us. Because it's going to be very hard to defend. I just want to make sure that all these guys fire it. It'd be annoying for me if they didn't. I think they are going to. Yes, they are. They are going to. Alright. Last guy's fired. Alright, I'm going to go to... I've got to get these guys quickly before the Russian missiles hit. I've got to get these guys firing. So, air to ground 1. Sea Harriers, I need you to please use all of your missiles against that guy there. And they are. Now I need to come and see this, because all hell's going to break loose. Italians are now firing. What the hell is that? Oh, it's our guy going home. Now firing SM-1 from this ship here. Penn class. Against what is now a sea-hugging supersonic missile. These are all core game missiles at this point, so I'm not expecting any problems. It's a miss. Got to go there. Sea Harrier's not firing yet, just keeping an eye on them. This is tense. I just don't see good things in our future. Naval guns starting to get lined up. Jesus, one else firing. They're all set to weapons free. They just can't see over the horizon. Sea Dart going out. A Speed going out. Speed missiles, just like the RIM 7. First one taken out. Alright, that makes me feel a tiny bit better. It's these that I'm worried about. The P700s that I'm more worried about. Sea Harriers, not fired yet. Got to keep a residual eye on them. Next, Mosquitoes coming in. Come on, Italians. Get off your frigging lunch break. Missiles fired out from Penn. SM-1s. Fired. Oh, hello. Sea Harriers have fired their charge. All of their Sea Eagles. That is 12 times 2. 24 Sea Eagles going in. Okay. Look here. This guy, oh, Jesus, just a Speed to set that one down. Speed seems like a pretty good missile. But has he left it too late? Naval gunnery coming out. Shot. P700's now getting shot out. Quick check of the Sea Eagles. I'd love doing these battle views. They're so cool. This has worked beautifully. I've got infinite I can do as well. I still got no idea who's going to win. Anyone could still win this. Sea Harriers going home okay. Let's check the Russians defensively set up, and they are. They've given everyone everything, every chance. Mosquito coming in. P700 getting massively targeted, as it needs to be. Which is going to give a chance for this to come in the back door, which is frustrating. Big warhead. Shot. Good shot. Good shot. Good shot. P700. 58 feet. 1.4 times the speed of sound. We've got Sea Dart coming out. SM-1 coming out. A Speed will be coming out shortly. Some shot down here, which is good news. I've got to go and check on the other side of the pond. All is well. More Sea Dart, more SM-1. Radar laid gunfire coming in. These guys come in for the British, that's bad news. Yes! Don't know what that was. Something worked. That's HMS Invincible. Yes! Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant defence, guys. Great stuff. Great stuff. Amazing, amazing. I really didn't expect that. I'm going to quickly get this carrier to ask all of our planes to come back, because there's no more need. Oh, shit. Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know why she didn't fire all of them. There's no reason for that not to happen. I'm going to recover all of our planes can go back. Yep. They're already recovering on the blue side. Got to go and have a look at this now. Great stuff so far. Defensively, Blues have done significantly better than I'd expected, so well done. Well done. I think that was bloody radar gunfire that shot that. Check on these guys here. No defensive fire out. Much slower missile, obviously. These guys going in. Amazing. Amazing. Well, viewers. Don't know what to say. I mean, there's a bunch more of these, but we took them out relatively easy, so I'm pretty chuffed about this. Now, how's Russian defense going to do? Quickly double check it's all turned on. It's on. It's on. Russians have a nasty knack of turning their sensors off. What that guy is doing, I didn't do that. Why they destroy one of their main destroyers has sailed out of the formation. It's not me. You can see it should be on station. That, I'm afraid, is sea power being direct control. What does that mean? I've never seen it say direct control before. I hope I haven't screwed something up. I bet I have. I bet I've done something wrong. Pause. Sorry, viewers. Don't get me wrong. I want to win, but I want to win fairly. something's bugged or I've done something by accident when clicking on it, and I don't like it, viewers. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play God mode and move it back there, because it's obviously something weird's gone wrong in it. If we won now, it would be a Pyrrhic victory, wouldn't it? So just stand by as I get that sorted. Welcome back. So I've moved him here. I just need to give him orders there. I need to make sure he's on free fire. He is. Yeah, sorry about that, viewers. It's just things that happen. The thing about Sea Power is the slightest misclick can ruin the entire game. It's really... Oh, he's already firing, look. Right. Excuse me. Boots going up. Everything's going up. That was good timing as well, wasn't it? I'm not sure where I'm really supposed to watch. Enjoy. Yes! Okay. Well, I don't know how to debrief that really. 24 time on target missiles. Just did really well. I'll say probably about 18 probably got shot down, about 6 got through. I just went absolutely... this whole battle just went absolutely stunningly, viewers. A couple of problems along the way, but we sorted them out. Let me check this, guys. Is she going to sink? Oh, she is going to sink. That's sovereign money I had to add in by hand. Not part of the group, but it would have operated just fine. I'm just going to go back. I'd like to do a little bit of anti-cheating. I know I try to differentiate myself from the other YouTubers by being the one that doesn't script the battles, so I just like to pop in here and just quickly show you that everything is non-scripted. How do I do it? Exit, and yes. Alright, so the British, you can see their skill levels down here. Veteran, 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 veteran. These Italians, veteran, 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 veteran. The Russians, wherever I put them. Veteran, 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 veteran. So definitely everything's set up fairly there. Simple fact is, for whatever reason, the British missiles just did better. So what happened there, because that was all a bit of a blur to me. So over the course of about an hour and 10 minutes, I think it was, air-to-air, and the Harriers won the air-to-air, just superior radar, superior missiles by the looks of it. Although that was kind of a Pyrrhic victory because only 2 survived tactically, and those 2 attacked the anti-shippers and shot down 2 Russian anti-shippers, but only 2, and then they were taken down as well. 7 anti-shippers got through, 7 Mosquitoes, 7, what are they called? Sunburns, sorry, against the NATO carriers, all of which were intercepted, which is great. Kuznetsov fired her missiles, her P-700, I've just realised I made an error, but P-700s, and they were taken out, which is great. The British just had the fuel range to get 54 miles away from these guys, sent 24 time on target missiles out. For some reason, the British fired their missiles perfectly time on target, whereas the Russians kind of spread them out. I don't really know why. They were both done essentially the same as far as Sea Power is concerned. So that made a huge difference. The British missiles penetrated, despite the fact that the Russians were probably better armed for defence. And one thing I've just realised that I did mess up is that the Russians started firing some more anti-ship missiles. I completely forgot before I quit the game and came out here. So I think it's only fair if we do a quick test now and see whether those anti-ship missiles could possibly have got through. So I'm jumping back in. I'm going to allow her to fire another salvo. Only fair. So let's just speed that up. Oh, she's firing all of them this time. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess we see what happens if she fires all of them. But she didn't fire all of them on that... Oh, God, it's so confusing, isn't it? She only fired another 5. Or was it 7? So, all of the missiles coming now. You know what I can do? Oh, I can be smart. I can remove some. Boom. Haha, remove some. I've taken it down to the correct... I think it was 7 they fired, wasn't it? First time around. That means almost certainly they would have fired 7 in their second salvo, which is the ones that had been fired just before Kuznetsov had been blown up. Sorry I have to do things like this, viewers, but... it's surprisingly easy to forget. Missiles coming out already. Right, so this is what would have happened at the end. Well, let's see. This is missed. What about that? Come on, take him down. Double checking the vessels, make sure everything looks right. Weapons tight, that's all fine. Our speed's going out. Come on, British, why are you not firing? He says, we've pressed the everything button. 2 down, 2 down. 5 to go. Come on, come on, come on. Let's do it. Sea darts coming in. A whole bunch of misses. Come on, at least take one. At least hit one of them. Yes, 1. 4. We're down to 4. Oh, this is jolly exciting, viewers. A speed. Come on. Down to 3. Down to 2. And it's done. Smash. Brilliant. That's as fair as I can do it, viewers. So, you put these 2 carrier groups up against each other. The initial battle is basically nullified for all the reasons that you saw before. And for whatever reason, firing 24 of the Sea Eagles just does better. Go and try it yourself. You'll probably get the same result. Let me know your thoughts. Do you want to see more? I hope you do, because I want to do more. And see you later.